On today's episode, we're going to make a dessert that made its first appearance in a 500 BC cookbook written by Greek physician Agmius, who dedicated his life to perfecting this timeless classic. This beautiful flan is said to be the inspiration to the phrase, land of milk and honey. Today, my friends, is all about classic cheesecake on I Can Teach You How to Make That. Hey folks, welcome back. A bit of a confession to start the show. I debated explaining cheesecake because I thought it might be too easy. Then I gave it some thought, and not only is cheesecake easy to make, but it's easy to make poorly as well. So as per usual, you and I will break it down in such basic steps, your cheesecake will be a thing of beauty when you're finished. Be prepared to be very impressed with yourself by the end of this video. If this is your first time watching I Can Teach You How to Make That, welcome to the show. I want to send a quick thank you to those of you that are posting your results on our page. I can't lie, some of your carbonara pics from last week look better than mine did. Others, well, you remind me that I'll always have a job cooking. So, okay, let's get this cheesecake party started. Let's grab a basket and our coffee, and let's go grab some groceries. Well, 3 of our ingredients come from the dairy section, so let's start by heading there. Okay, back up. Some of you are saying to yourself right now, really, David? Walmart? First of all, don't be like that. My goal is to get you to cook my dishes at home. Not everyone is a 9-iron away from a Whole Foods or a farmer's market, but I'm pretty sure you can get yourself to a Walmart, though. For today's dish, they have all of our main ingredient components, so why not? Walmart's always busy, so you know they at least have great product rotation. I'm not saying I'll be buying my salmon for sashimi from them anytime soon, but for today's dish, it makes sense. Okay, good talk. Let's start by grabbing the star of the show, 4 8-ounce packages of the Philadelphia cream cheese. Don't break my heart by getting the low-fat cream cheese either. You're not doing your health any favors. The fat in this recipe won't kill you. The sugar might, but the fat won't. Right next door to the cheese is the egg section. Make your way over there and grab yourself a carton. Nothing fancy here, just something you'd grab every day. About 8 feet away from the eggs is the butter. Sidle on over and grab yourself a stick. Push your cart over to the baking aisle and grab 1 packaged sugar. On a couple shelves over, you're going to grab 1 package of the honey-made graham crumbs. I tend to be a bit of a traditionalist when making classic dishes. I don't know what could be more traditional than Christie's graham crumbs. They've been around for over 90 years and I remember seeing them on my grandmother's shelf, so you know they're doing something right. Okay, this is the part of our Walmart visit that takes a dramatic turn. This is the part of the video where I'd tell you to pick up some vanilla extract or a vanilla bean. Unfortunately, Walmart carries neither. I've included the link to the vanilla product I use below. If you can't wait until then, grab a small container of the artificial stuff and, keep that secret to yourself. Okay, time to get in the kitchen. Here's the exact list of tools you'll need to get moving. You'll need 2 stainless steel bowls, 1 large, 1 small, 1 roasting pan, 1 9-inch springform cake pan, 1 wire whip, 1 measuring cup, 1 wooden spoon, 1 rubber spatula, and you'll need some tin foil. And here's an exact list of our ingredients. 4 8-ounce packages cream cheese, 1 cup sugar, 4 eggs, 1 tablespoon vanilla, 1/4 cup whipping cream, 1/2 cup melted butter, and 1.5 cup graham crumbs. Walk over to your oven and set it to 375 degrees on bake. Not broil, not favorites, bake. We're going to start by getting our crust ready. Take your 1.5 cup graham crumbs and put them in your large mixing bowl. Add 1 tablespoon sugar to the graham crumbs. Next, take your 1/2 cup butter and melt it in the microwave. Mine takes about 44 seconds, but you can figure out your own time on yours. Take your melted butter and add it to the graham crumbs and the sugar mixture. It's at this stage we want to be very careful and make sure our graham crumbs get mixed very well with the butter. If done correctly at this stage, your crust should feel like wet sand. Next, transfer your crust into your 9-inch springform pan. There's no other way to explain this next step except pretend you're a kid playing in the sand and you're building a 2-inch wall up the side of your cake pan. Use your spoon and your fingers to make a completely sealed base. Take your time with this step. Your patience will be rewarded with a nice looking crust and no leaking into your pan by your custard. If done correctly, you should have an equal amount of the graham crumbs on the bottom as well as the walls of the pan. Transfer your crust and your pan into your fridge for later. Now we're going to start by getting our custard ready. Start by opening your packages of cream cheese. Here's the largest piece of information I can give you on this tutorial. Make sure you start with warm cream cheese. I'm talking leave it out on the counter overnight warm. I want it to look like butter left in the sun. If you start with anything other than room temperature cream cheese, you can't blame me for your results and we probably can't be pals. Add your 1 cup sugar to your warm cream cheese. It's now you can add your 1 tablespoon vanilla and your 1/4 cup whipping cream. Take your wooden spoon and mash up your 4 ingredients a little bit. It'll make it a little easier to work with before you hit it with the piano whip. Next, we're going to crack our 4 eggs and give them a light beating with a fork. Now take your piano wire whip and begin to cream the sugar, the cream cheese, the whipped cream, and the vanilla. Incorporate your 4 beaten eggs into the cream cheese mixture. Take your wire piano whip and mix all the ingredients until smooth in your large mixing bowl. Really take your time here. You want a nice velvety smooth cake batter. Next, peel off 3 18-inch long sheets of tin foil. You're going to use the tin foil to make a watertight seal on the bottom of your cake pan like a raft. Make the foil reach the top of the pan. That should work right about there. Next, grab your crust from the fridge and pour all of your cake batter into the cake pan. Be sure to use your scraper. That's a lot of valuable batter there. You don't want to miss out. Take your full cheesecake and transfer it into the roasting pan. Let your tap water run on hot for a bit. We're going to pour some of it into the roasting pan to use as a water bath for our cheesecake. Fill the water up just high enough so that the pan floats. Transfer the water-filled roasting pan and cheesecake into your 375-degree oven. Set your timer for 37 minutes. After 37 minutes, you're going to open your oven, but only for curiosity's sake. Give your roasting pan a shake. You'll notice that your custard has a bit of a jiggle to it. Besides turning the oven off, we're not doing anything to this cheesecake at all. It's staying put for at least an hour. After an hour, you can remove the roasting pan and cheesecake from the oven. Good rule of thumb is, if it's cool enough for you to remove without oven mitts, you're ready for the next step. Remove the cheesecake from the tinfoil raft and transfer onto your counter. Place something underneath the pan though so it gets some airflow and it'll cool a little faster. And now we wait. We won't be able to cut into this beauty until tomorrow, so let's be sure to leave it on the counter for at least an hour before putting it in the fridge. Be aware, making classic cheesecake is an exercise in temperature control. It's like flying an airplane if temperature was altitude. We don't want any sudden jumps going up, and we certainly don't want anything crazy coming down. The use of the water bath and turning off the oven an hour before removing the cake ensures zero cracking and velvety texture. The great thing about teaching you the basic classic cheesecake is you are now able to add any flavor addition you want. If someone you care about has a birthday coming up and they love Snickers bar, chop some up and throw it on top. They'll never stop loving you.
So, how did it go? I'm curious. If your cake didn't rise or it didn't work out for some reason, wash your dishes, restart the video, and fire it up again. Not that big a deal. I hope you enjoyed making this cheesecake as much as I enjoyed explaining it. Until next time, I'm David Husereau on I Can Teach You How to Make That. Bye for now. Snowflake fly right in my eye.